Tunisia. Live. Be informed, be involved.
I'm specifically interested in the dynamic between virtual space in terms of protest and physical space and protest. And I'm interested in pursuing how and why the protests move between the virtual and the physical. And what kind of character of protest this revolution has. And because it's really shaping what the modern protest repertoire looks like. It's unique. This revolution is unique for how the manifestations were organized and how quickly the mobilization occurred. And so all of these questions make it a fascinating topic of study. Right now, it's going to take a long review of my notes and interviews to figure that out, which I haven't done at this point in time. But it seems to have worked in both directions, more of a cyclical sort of cycle than unidirectional. So in some instances, you'd have, take the example of Sidi Bouzid. Protest occurred in Sidi Bouzid. People saw the virtual documentation of the protests in Sidi Bouzid, and it fed back into Sidi Bouzid and caused more of a manifestation. So it's interesting, like people seeing themselves transmitted online or being able to look at themselves in an image caused them to be even more active in the same place. And I found that fascinating, like how else could somebody become more mobilized? So it's interesting. One of my favorite questions to ask in my interviews is, when you write dégage as your Facebook status, is it a different act than actually saying it in front of the Department of Interior? And the answer I've consistently gotten is yes, they are different. Speaking it with a specific location that your body is in, and having your own voice say it, seems to be sort of a self-actualization kind of act. It is the example of the modern revolution. What the modern revolution looks like, what it is to have a revolution in this fully modern, some would say postmodern age, and what it looks like when people overthrow tyranny with all of the devices and all the social